Hey folks, I'm Mike. Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I like? Patreon.com/Inkdependence. It keeps this blog ad-free. Hello and welcome to an Inkdependence.com brief video review and water drop test. Today we have another Shimmertastic ink. This one is Diamine Shimmertastic Purple Pazzazz. Let's zoom in a skosh here. This is Purple Pazzazz right here, and you can see a lot of that pizzazz right now. This ink has quite a lot of this nice gold glittery shimmer in there. You're going to see a whole lot of that in this particular review. I mean, look at that. That's just a lamp on my desk. That's not even daylight. You get a little bit more in daylight, I think. Most of this review is actually written with this pen right here, which is a Wahl Eversharp Skyliner 50, which is a pretty cool pen, I think. It's got a nice wet nib on it. I wanted to try it in something else that was maybe a lot smaller. This is a medium-ish nib, but it is a flex nib. Well, semi-flex anyway. It's this guy right here. And so I wanted to try it in something else a little bit different. So I put it in my wife's Franklin Christoph Model 20, which I actually ran out of ink. So I don't have any ink in that anymore. It looks like this-ish. Hers is red, and hers is the tiger thing, so it's red and black. That one has an extra fine nib, and as you can see, it does just fine, I believe, in that extra fine nib. And you still get quite a lot of that shimmer. I mean, look at that. Beautiful, right? So if you want a purple ink, that is a really nice sort of royal purple. It's really good with, really good as a purple. It doesn't have a whole lot of blue or anything like that in there. So some purples will be a little overly blue perhaps, or way too dark. This one I think is a very nice grapey sort of purple. I didn't have any problems with any of the performance. It seems to write just fine, no matter how long I let it sit in a pen, and that's kind of great for a Shimmertastic or a shimmery ink. These Shimmertastics have, by and large, been very good in that respect. So here are a couple of writing samples with those two pens. Let me zoom in again here. Alright, so there you go. It seems to flow just fine in that extra fine nib, which is, I mean, it's a Western extra fine. It's not like it's a Japanese extra fine or needlepoint or something like that, but it is a pretty fine nib in that pen, and there were no problems at all. So there you go. I did have a little bit of bleed, as we'll see in the copy paper test. Yeah, let's look at that now-ish then, since I just mentioned it. There's the copy paper test, and see plenty of that glitter shows up on the copy paper as well. If you look at it straight on without much light, coming across, if you tilt it, you're going to get a lot of that sheen, right? Not sheen, but that sort of shiny glitter. But with both of these, it worked pretty well. I don't really see too much in the way of feathering or spreading. Let's see, is there anything there? I'm not really seeing it. I think it's doing pretty well. I think it did pretty well. I didn't have any problems there. There is just a skosh of bleed, perhaps in here-ish. But, well, here and there a little bit. A few dots here and there where I stopped or paused too long. But on the whole, a very well-behaved ink, even on this 20-pound copy paper. So that's cool. Alright, let's take a look at some ink comparisons. I happen to have a lot of purples at the moment that are inked up. Come on now. Let's zoom, or let's focus, eh? Oh, new cameras. There we go. Good. All right. You can see that well, none of the rest of these have any shimmer to them, really. They are all pretty decent purples, I think. The cross violet is a little bit dusky, perhaps, but Lamy Dark Lilac, of course, has a lot of gold sheen to it. Let's see if I can show it to you here. If I can get it to focus. Yeah, good. A little bit of sheen. You're not seeing too much on there, I don't think. Oh man, look at that shine. Pretty awesome. Sights Krusnock, let me look at it. Krusnock, yes. Sights Krusnock Dark Orchid is a really cool lavender. Look at that color. Bay State Blue I threw in there as a sort of purpley blue. It always looks a little purple to my eye. And then Cross Violet, which is a very nice violety color. What else do I have? Oh, I also have one more. This one's a coming soon. This is from Papier Plume. This guy. Beautiful. It is it's called Indian's Orange, Mardi Gras Indian's Orange. It's only going to be available briefly, so if you like this purple, get some quick when it comes out. It's not out yet, but keep your eye on the blog. I'll tell you when. Alright, so let's do the water drop test here. And blam. That should be enough water, huh? Yeah, jeez. It's plenty of water. Alright, let's mop it up. I have noticed that when I clean these inks out of pens, and they clean out very easily, I do get a lot of glitter in my sink, and it kind of persists. I get any glitter on the paper towel? Yeah, not really. Not really. A lot of it stayed on the page, so that's kind of cool. But this will get around. Glitter is one of those office supplies that hangs around on various, various surfaces and whatnot. And as you can see, not a whole lot of water resistance here, if any at all. See down here, you can sort of see where the lines were, but not really. It seems to have very, very low water resistance, and that's kind of what I expected. I don't really expect water resistance from these inks. It's not really what they're for. Let's take a look at the chromatography here. There it is. That's the purple Pazzazz. You can see a lot of the Pazzazz down here. It sticks around when you do these chromatographies. The glitter doesn't move for some reason, which I think is interesting. It just kind of sits on the surface of the strip here. But lots of nice royal purple up here, purple in there. It's kind of a purpley purple ink. There's not really anything else going on in this one. It's just got those tones, which is kind of neat. Usually you see a lot more tones. So there you go. All right, let's take a look at a couple of other things. Firstly, maybe only just one more thing. Yeah, so here's the Tomoe River. All right, let's focus factor here. Come on, you can do it. All right, there's the purple Pazzazz right here on this line, surrounded by a lot of other things. Private Reserve American Blue, one of my very favorite blues. Franklin Christoph's, Diamine Night Sky, which is coming up in the near future. That Kruznak Dark Orchid. You see a little bit of, well, actually see quite a lot, I guess, of the shimmer on here. No real sheen on this ink, no sheening. There is some shading, as you can see from this bit right here, but not a whole lot. This is a pretty solid, nicely saturated purple with plenty of glitter in it, and seems to behave itself really well. So, there you go. This has been Diamine Shimmertastic Purple Pazzazz. I'm Mike. You can find me online in all of the usual places. That is Inkdependence.com for the blog. That is YouTube.com/C/Michael Madison for the YouTube channel. If you're not already there, you can also find me on Instagram at Inkdependence, and that's pretty much it. Oh, Twitter at Madison, I suppose, if you want to use that one. I don't usually use Twitter that much. I really just use it to host Instagram pictures, but there you go. All right, so that's it. You can find this at lots of retailers. The retailer that sent this out for review was AndersonPens.com. Go check it out at Brian and Lisa's site, AndersonPens.com, where it goes for $20 in a 50 ml bottle. So not the cheapest ink, but this is an ink I think that is well worth trying out. You can also get 3 ml samples and all sorts of things. So check it out there, and I will see y'all later. Peace out.